Hey guys, welcome to the Taking My Body Back Health and Wellness Talk Show. It's your girl M Love.
RJ.
Anyway, we want to thank you guys for tuning in each and every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on World Star Hit Radio. We appreciate the support. We hope that the information that we share with you guys each and every week is valuable to you, that you can use it and implement it in your daily lives and be able to have a better quality of life. So RJ, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I had a good weekend. Spent time with the family. Chilled out. What'd you do? How was your weekend?
I work. I actually do have a real job. Or I actually punch a clock. But anyway, so I was at work all weekend. But anyway.
You know what? I got something to say real quick.
What you got to say?
So we did go out this weekend. And me and the family spent time at our Fright Fest.
Okay.
Well, it's something we need to talk about that I saw that I did not like.
Uh-oh.
I saw, and I don't know how to be PC correct about this, politically correct.
Oh no!
But I saw, and this is something we got to talk about. We got to talk about like real soon.
Okay.
I saw a bunch of fat ass kids.
Okay. So, that is not politically correct.
And that kind of like that bothered me. Like how can children just be so big?
That is something that we definitely need to talk about. Of course, we are going to soften it just a little bit. But I that is something that is very important, as far as childhood obesity and different things like that. And I as the mother and the grocery shopper in my house, I think that it all stems back to that person. But that's another show. We will talk about that.
We need to talk about that.
We definitely will talk about that now. But what we're going to talk about tonight
is
gut health.
Healing the gut.
Healing of the gut, the belly.
Yes.
Your GPS system.
This is one thing like that people get misunderstood. Your gut is not your stomach.
Okay.
It's not your stomach. It's actually the lower intestine.
Uh-huh.
So we're not talking about healing the stomach, even though there is part of it, but the actual gut.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. The space between your stomach and your asshole.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to talk about, and a lot of people don't know the difference between the two.
All right.
So we're going to, 80% of your immune system resides in your lower gut.
Yes. Now, before we actually get into it, I kind of just want to have the listen. Hey, Miss Lizzie. Hey, Jean. I just want to.
Oh, real quick, Raina.
Raina!
What's up, Raina?
Yes.
What's up, Raina? How you doing, y'all?
Hey, Raina.
Raina, whenever you tune in,
hey,
Raina.
Okay. Yeah, because we can't be in trouble right now. So, but as we go through the show tonight, I want you guys to just kind of keep the question in the back of your mind. What if?
Yes.
What if what we're talking about tonight is the answer? Or what if what you are dealing with as far as your health, as far as whatever it may be that may be making you feel uncomfortable throughout the day, whether it's bloating, whether it's whatever the situation that you deal with your digestion or whatever, what if the information that I give you tonight would help solve all of that and make you feel 100% better? So keep in the back of your mind as we go throughout tonight, what if, and at the end, probably about the last 15 to 20 minutes of the show, we got something a little special that we're going to do for you. So we definitely want you guys to tune in and pay attention so you can make sure and add some different things to the arsenal so you can have a better quality of life.
Yeah, also if you got any questions, go ahead, jump on your Facebook Live or call in at, what's the number?
404-751-5062.
Yeah, so if you got any questions, call in. Hit us up on either of our Facebook Lives.
Share this page, share us going live, share it to your page so that other people can tune in as well, because you don't want to be the only person that's living healthy. You want your friends, your family to also have a healthy quality of life as well.
Yes,
right?
Yes. Yeah, don't forget to go to YouTube also.
YouTube.
You might think of a question later, so don't hesitate. To go to YouTube later and just let us know what your question is, and we'll possibly answer as John eat that unhealthy burger.
Our producer is in here killing it. I don't even think he's actually chewing the burger. I think he is just biting and swallowing the burger. But it's okay. It's okay.
It's going to sit right in that gut.
All right, so as we move forward with the show, keep in the back of your mind, what if, and whatever you're dealing with as far as your health, whatever challenges you may have, whether it's migraines or whatever, I want you to keep that in the back of your head. What if what we're talking about tonight could actually help you feel better?
Yeah.
So let's get started. You ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. So tonight you said we're going to talk about gut health. Gut
health.
Dealing with your intestines.
The
right?
lower intestine.
The
yes.
lower intestine.
Lower intestine. So basically, when you go to the gut, I'll say the gut is a barrier that serves to protect you, to protect your body from all the toxins.
Yes.
Very funny, and a lot of women are probably gonna get mad at me.
Uh-oh. Don't get mad at me, y'all.
When you have a huge ass and a lot of cellulite in that ass, that's toxins.
Yes, it is. I agree.
that is toxins.
That is very true. Wait a second. Don't speak past that just yet. Because a lot of people don't really understand what you just said. Because we call it street credit. Okay?
Yeah.
The fatter the booty. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You caught yourself on that. So, your street credit is what gets you, a lot of people come after you trying to holler at you and different stuff like that. But what women don't understand is that very important thing that you just said. So I need you to say that again so that they can realize.
Slowly.
They can realize that. And it's funny because you are a man saying that. And a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, well, my booty fat and all this stuff like that. But you don't understand that
it's unhealthy. It's toxins, and that's what the cellulite is. And in actuality, if you think about it, when you work out and you're doing legs, and then you get lightheaded.
Oh, I used to deal with that a lot.
Yeah, when you get lightheaded as you're working out doing legs, that's because the toxins are coming out of your body. They're coming from your ass. You're cleaning yourself out.
Yeah.
So it's causing you to get lightheaded. So that's one thing that's a huge indicator. If you have a big ass with a lot of cellulite,
yeah,
your gut is broke. Your gut barrier has been broken.
Oh wow,
and
that's good stuff right there.
And we are here tonight to tell you how to fix that. So big booty women with cellulite. I'm about to lose a lot of people.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Your ass is unhealthy.
Okay. Okay, well, let me ask you this question.
What's up?
What about the women that don't have the cellulite? It's like, oh, my booty big, but I don't have that cellulite that he's talking about, so I'm good.
Is it soft? If it's
I
soft,
don't know. I ain't going around touching no women's booty or nothing like that.
Well, I'm asking them, if your booty is soft and I can poke it,
yeah.
If I can't, hold on, time out. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see you fix this one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
Go ahead.
Dive in this bitch. Look, check this out. Okay. If I poke it and my finger goes in past this line,
wait a second,
or past this half a nail, the shit's unhealthy. I'm just sitting there and I'm being honest as possible. Yeah. And our thing is to actually fix the community and fix the people that's in our community.
Absolutely.
So we're here to tell you I would say the good with the bad. The good is for the street. You look good, you look appropriate, but the bad is that you're unhealthy.
Wow.
So again, that big booty that's real soft and not firm and don't have any muscle tone is actually unhealthy, and it's because like I said before, your gut barrier has been broken. So everything that's bad that you've been eating, the fat bags, the greasy ass collard greens, excuse me, I just burped. What else is it? Anything that's unhealthy dealing with the fat. Once that gets to your body and then leaks into every part of everything that's part of your body, it messes. I'll put it like this. Basically, you're closer to death with a big ass booty. And I don't want to really stay on that subject, but that's just is what it is. You just have to find ways to deal with getting back healthy, but also looking sexy, I guess so to say, so to speak.
But see, it's interesting that you said that because, in the African American community, mostly the women, we tend to, when we put on weight, it tends to come in the lower area.
Yes.
So then we have, the curvy hips and, the fat booty and all that stuff like that, the thick thighs. But just like you said, a lot of that could be toxins.
a lot of that eggs toxic, but you got to understand where your gut sits at. That's the first place it's gonna come out at. So with that being said, if I'm eating a fat ass burger,
like our producer just finished inhaling just now,
and we have a leaky gut, the first place it's gonna go to is the place that's closest to your gut, which is your thighs, your booty, and anything else within that area. So that's good. That's what it is, and that's usually an indicator, which basically get back to talking about the children. Your children are now obese, and I even don't like using this as an example, but we went so far as trying to glorify our younger women, younger ladies, in tight clothing, showing their shapes, which is also unhealthy for them. So at 8, at 9, at 10, children now have leaky guts.
Oh wow!
And we're just glorifying that and making it, giving out, I say, bad heritage starting at younger ages.
Well, you know, it always goes back to what we initially had talked about it before, like when you go to the doctor and the doctor asks you for your family history, and they start asking you about these different things that your family has dealt with over the years. If your kids, you know, are obese or even somewhere in the overweight range for their age and for their height, then they are subject to those different things that your family back in the day has dealt with.
Yeah, and that does, you know, like I said, that plays a part with just continuously eating the unhealthy food. So yeah, so that's what that is. But you know, let's just really jump into, you know, the symptoms and the outcomes of having a leaky gut.
Okay, so I think that would be a good thing. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the symptoms. How would somebody know that their gut is unhealthy? Now, you already said that their butt is fat, their thigh, they got the cellulite. That's one indicator. But what if they don't have that?
Okay.
What about the women that, you know, that don't have the big booties, and that's not an indicator? What about the flat booty women?
I just thought about something. Y'all gotta excuse me. I got like a weird mind. So,
but what are some of the toxins, or what are some of the signals that could give someone, that can trigger someone to say, you know what, I may need to look at my gut and see how I can fix it? I'll start here. One thing is, if you've been constipated before, or if you had diarrhea, I say that's one way. Okay. Because that actually is that is a notification of IBS, which IBS stands for irritable bowel syndrome. Okay. So if you've ever been constipated, or if you have been consistently constipated and consistently had diarrhea, you have IBS. And I'm gonna say the shits. I gotta say the shits. I'm sorry. This is really weighing on. I know you trying to be like very like clear, and he's struggling. So, just talk. Okay, just talk.
So when you constipated, you got the shits. That's that's a very good indicator that you have IBS, which is a part of having an unhealthy gut. Okay. And so we can start there. So whether it's, whether you're constipated once a month, twice a month, or whenever, if you don't shit on a regular weekend, not a weekend, if you don't shit on a regular daily, then that's a possibility of you having irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Okay. But then if you are consistently shitting, okay, then that's another signal that you have IBS. So it's kind of like both ends of it. Yeah. And one way to actually fix that irritable bowel syndrome, and I'll say it's two things that you can do. It's one thing that you can do that can help you with two things, and I'll say IBS and eczema. But we're jumping to eczema later. Okay. So IBS, we're gonna say first thing you can try, for one, just like with everything, change your diet. But Also with that, juicing.
Okay.
So when you start juicing, usually the leafy vegetables, the leafy greens, the plants, the kale, the spinaches, and it's also an easy way for you to actually get in things that you don't like. If you find mixes that you like just try mixing things together, such as green apples, lemons, limes, cucumbers, and then throw some kale in there. Throw some collard greens in there. Throw some turnip greens in there,
okay.
And all that stuff can help you with your IBS, your irritable bowel syndrome. And understand that it is a process, and this does not happen. It didn't happen overnight. It happens over time. So it's going to take time to actually fix it. So that's one way you can actually help with IBS.
So now, and of course, you guys, if you have any questions or comments, feel free. You can either hit us up on Facebook Live. You can go to World Star Hit Radio and leave a question or comment there. Or you can call the number at 404-751-5062. Now, another indicator when I was doing my research is headaches. A lot of people deal with migraines.
Yes.
You know, and they're quick to say, okay, I have these different migraines that pop up on me every now and then, and they go and they get a prescription to help make the migraines better, or some women will go and get put on birth control because the migraines and different things like that they may be dealing with. But remember that question that I told you to keep in the front of your mind. What if those migraines was because your GPS, your gut protection system, was off course? What if?
Oh.
What?
You kept saying GPS. I'm like, where's she going? Why she keep asking GPS? I'm like, what's going on? Why you telling me GPS?
Because if your GPS is not connected and you're trying to get somewhere, you're trying to get to a final destination, you cannot get there because you don't know where you're going.
Correct.
So if your GPS is your gut protection system. If your gut protection system is off course, is out of whack, your health is out of whack, because when you eat food, when you eat that burger and those fries, he's digging in that bag, that burger and those fries is going to go down into your system, and your GPS is now saying, okay, what do I do with this? Where do I disperse this to be able to heal the body, or to fix this pain, or do this, or adjust this over here, or remove this over here? Your GPS is like, which route should I send this food? And then if you're not putting live active food into your body for your GPS to disperse it where it needs to go, then therefore your GPS system becomes clogged up. It becomes unattached to your brain. And now it can't be sent to where it needs to be sent to.
And see, with that, what you're saying, that also is inflammation too.
Yes.
So and bloating. Mm-hmm. So for women who get bloated a lot, check your bowels. Check your bowels.
Yeah.
So check your gut, and that is like I said, the bloating also is something that is an indicator of you having a leaky gut. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a lot of things out there that we just overlook, and we'll when it gets, we'll say, too far gone, we'll go to the doctor and they'll just prescribe something, which might also continuously mess up your gut.
But see, and that's the thing, a lot of the medication, and of course we're definitely not bashing medication. If that's what you need to be on, definitely do what your doctors are telling you to do. We just, maybe in addition to that, it can help. Instead of just only treating the leaves, which is the symptom and the problems, why not go to the root of the problem and get rid of the root of the problem?
Yes.
And by doing that, we're not telling you to take additional pills or medication. We're talking about eat different, add some things to your diet that could possibly allow your body to be able to function properly.
Actually, you don't even really have to eat different. You just got, eat different. You can still eat some of the same foods, just change how you prep them.
That's true. That's very true.
So, it's not a total change. It's a small change that could lead to it's a small change outwardly that can lead to a big change inwardly. Mm-hmm. I only know those two words. But we're going to go with them right now. So
what are some other symptoms that people could look for to say, you know, that could kind of make them think, well, maybe it could be my gut. Maybe it could be XYZ. Maybe if I try and do this, what's some other symptoms? Okay, we got diarrhea, we got constipation. We also have, what was the third one? Oh my goodness. Oh, headaches. There you go.
Headaches.
Migraines.
And
bloating.
bloating,
Migraines.
inflammation.
All
those things are like early signs of a leaky gut.
A leaky gut, or you know, your GPS being out of whack.
Yes,
right?
and and like I said, one place you can always start is just try juicing. If you don't like, even if you don't like green leafy greens, just try juicing. And that, like I said earlier, that helps out a lot with getting your soluble fibers in, which we talked about last show.
Yeah.
So that, what does that say?
Especially if you have IBS, look at the foods that are causing the food sensitivity.
Yes, food sensitivity is another thing of, thank you, Felisa. That's right. Food sensitivity is also another thing, another indicator of you having a leaky gut.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, dealing with the juicing, that's a way to work in your soluble fibers, turn your insoluble fibers into soluble fibers, which helps out immensely when dealing with IBS.
What are some of the things that's in our everyday diet that we may have that could actually be breaking down our gut?
That could be breaking down our gut?
Yeah, that we may not even be aware of. We thinking, oh well, you know, it's okay. I can have this every once in a while, or I can have this every day and it's good. But it's actually doing more harm than good.
Actually, believe it or not, it's a double. And citrus. I say that it's citrus because it's a high acid. Tomatoes. They do it because of the high acid content. If you eat a lot of tomatoes and things, and you get acid reflux. That's what's happening. It's breaking your gut, your barrier, and it's worsening you having the IBS or the leaky gut syndrome. I'm gonna call it that shit. So that's one thing that we always have, because you know we always got to have our side salad when we go to Red Lobster or whatever.
Yeah.
So things like that. Then the bleached products.
Yes.
The
Breads.
the breads, the bleached rices.
All yes.
Things like that.
The aspartames, all of the artificial sweeteners.
Yes,
that are hidden in everything.
Yeah, one thing you got to do is, sweeteners are another thing, and this also plays to us having to read labels. If a sweetener, if you read the label for a sweetener, you see anything that ends with the OL, cut it out.
Or OUS.
Or that, cut it all the way out.
Yeah.
Because that eats up your barrier. So it's things like that you have to look at to actually live shit-free, constipated-free life.
What about antibiotics? That's a whole nother ball game right there.